You're listening to Redvolution Rampage. I'm Omar.
I'm Zach.
Amanda.
And we've got a holiday episode for you, since it's going to be our final episode before the holidays come rolling around. So
Hold on, we need some Christmas music.
I don't have Christmas music ready. I'm sorry.
You didn't. You should have been prepared.
Yeah.
If you were
This is what happens.
going
This is what
to cue
happens.
that up.
You guys don't hear it, but I'll add it. I will add Christmas music.
Hey, all right. Okay, good.
Wait a minute. We also need some other music, too.
Adam Sandler.
we can do the Hanukkah song.
Close.
Will we get sued for that?
All right, so when was the last time we recorded? We were about to go to the was it the Avalanche game?
I don't remember. All I can think about right now is the Hanukkah song. It was the Columbus game on the
That's
17th.
right. It was the Columbus game that pretty much ended Scott Darling's NHL career.
For now.
For now.
For now.
First, before we get into like breaking down each individual game, let's go through all the games that have happened between now and the 17th, and it's a big list.
I'm not really interested in breaking down every game because I think they've been broken down several times.
That is true.
These games have been
Broken down is a really good way of saying
for
it.
real.
All right, these are November games. So on the 17th, we lost to Columbus 4-1.
Right, and that's really when alarm bells start going off.
Well, not really, because the next three games we won. On the 18th, we beat New Jersey 2-1.
Right, but wasn't that like Mac?
Pretty much.
Yeah, like it was a triple serving of a very bad for you hamburger. But hey, we won.
Yeah.
We got a pre-Thanksgiving gift with a 5-2 victory over Toronto.
That's right, and but that's a game against Toronto that did not include Nylander, nor did it include Austin Matthews.
Yeah, but I
And we
want to
saw
talk
the
more about that
difference.
situation later. I want to talk about that a
What?
little bit later.
Okay, I really don't want to talk about Nylander anymore.
No, I'm just saying the whole Toronto situation.
Oh, I mean, did you see what he looked like last night, dude? He was that wild man hair he had.
He
and
looked
his-
like Jan-Mary Yager.
Somebody on Twitter said he looked like a scruffy nerf herder.
Scuffy nerve.
Breaking out the Star Wars references. I love it.
Nice.
All right. 23rd of November, we got a victory over the Florida Panthers, which we rarely ever do anymore.
That was a great game, and I think a lot of it really comes from the atmospheres there. It was our Black
It was
Friday
a great game.
and arena was full. It was rocking. The wave actually didn't suck. And,
Yeah.
and it
I still say
sounded-
we need to ban it.
Here's the thing about the wave.
people are
Either
having
everyone's
fun.
doing it or nobody's doing it.
That is true.
Right.
When the wave gets good, it gets good. But either everyone's doing it or no one's doing it. Because also that game is when Big Mike's trombone thing didn't work. And
Yeah.
everyone
Oh,
started
no.
going, woo! It sounded like a madhouse. It sounded like the...
Break out the Ric Flair.
Yeah, it sounded like the pterodactyl aviary from Jurassic World.
All right. But after those three wins, we kind of hit a little downslope, a little bit. First of all, we had a loss at the Islanders that literally nothing went right.
No, I think Scott Darling did play that game because Mrazek was still hurt, and Mac had just finished playing. The
Granted, at least two of those goals were not Darling's fault, but
No.
still, the fact that you get 4 goals on you never looks good.
I think the problem with Darling is he's got a style of play that doesn't mesh well with our defense and offense. McElhaney's got a whole different style. Here's the thing. I think that maybe on a different team, Scott Darling does well. And he's done well before, and that's why I'm saying this. A lot of people want to point to his last season, as Scott Darling sucks, whatever, blah, blah, blah. However, he's been great before. So where's the disconnect? Did he just retrograde terribly, or is it the style of playing in front of him has been excellent? And again, the team that he played excellent for is the team that is now currently sitting at the bottom of their division,
and they still have Crawford.
So
I don't know. I don't really think he's happy here for one thing. And I don't know.
He's an Illinois native, and he played in Chicago. I mean, that was that's got a whole deal.
Yeah, and it was probably a kind of a blow when he got traded, and he didn't want to leave.
That's a whole different conversation. Let's.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. But next, we went above the border to the land of the Canadians, and we beat them 2-1.
Yeah, and that was a close game. The only reason we won that is because of McElhaney.
Very true. And I did throw out some French smack talk after we did win.
I saw that.
Yeah, that's right. 3 years of French in college finally pay off when you can smack talk in French on Twitter.
Take that, Montreal.
Well, there you go.
Apparently, I can do it to Ottawa because I got in a little spat with their PA announcer.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, Ottawa also speaks French, but they're not as well known for it as...
Because they're not in Quebec.
Montreal.
They're just the capital of Canada.
Yeah.
And if you listen to Last Week Tonight, they're also a very perverted place because of a couple of weird websites. I'll leave that up to you guys. Just watch Last Week Tonight.
All right.
Okay.
I didn't know John Oliver still had a...
He still has that show. They just finished their, I think, 3rd season, and I watch it every week.
I need to go back and catch that.
Watch it. He's hilarious.
All right, we can't be... He's not paying us for this.
Yeah. He really isn't. I love that show. On the
get through here and then we'll
last
talk.
game of November. On the 30th, we had a heartbreaker 2-1 loss to the Ducks in overtime. In reality, the Ducks got a very lucky goal to tie it up.
But here's the thing, though. That shouldn't have mattered. I think
but
the whole...
Anytime you get a point against a Western
But
Conference
here's the thing, though.
opponent,
That really started to really show the cracks in this team, right?
Yeah.
Where really since then, we've had 1-0 goal games, with the exception of against the game against Anaheim.
Yeah.
But that's when we had Sacco Manalinen come up, and suddenly when we moved Aho
and
back
Bishop
to
actually
center,
did something.
and Bishop is the one who rolled it all. I mean, he took that puck all the way from the defensive zone. I watched that goal several times, and every time I watch it, he takes that puck straight out of the defensive zone, and he makes that whole play all by himself. And the thing is, 9 times out of 10, that's not a goal. It just
got in.
Who was defending him? Lindholm.
Yeah.
And that was just bad defense on hand. Lindholm literally dragged them into the goaltender. Is it Gibson? Yeah.
Yeah, it was Gibson that night.
And
we could not, until that goal, we literally cannot score against Gibson. He is the one goalie we cannot touch.
I want to point out who scored the next goal, because it was Rhett Pesce. Right, and how did he score it? Power play. Well, not just that. It was a good feed. It was good offensive drive. I think there's a lot of
it was
dump and chase in this offense that needs to go away. There needs to be proper zone entry and actual offensive drive to ensure that what we're doing is going to lead to goals. That's what's going to work for guys like Sebastian Aho and Teuvo Teravainen. These guys don't do so well on a dump and chase. That's not, I don't know, the dump and chase thing is a grit and grind thing, right? You dump it in and then you go get it, right? That's Brendan Moore to a T, but that's
it
not
works for
guys.
It
That's
works
not
for
who
like
our goal
Brock
scorers
McGinn.
are.
It works for like Brock McGinn,
But
where
that's
he's
not
that
who our
gritty
goal
guy.
scorers are. Our goal scorers are Sebastian Aho, Andrei Sveshnikov,
Williams.
Sure.
He is.
No, but
we
he's
really
been doing
wish
it, though.
he is a goal scorer, but we wish it was someone else.
No, I think Williams would score more goals if he played with guys more on the speed. I mean, even Sebastian Aho had to wait for him last night to get into position. He straddled that line. Fantastic
that was
pass.
an amazing pass.
But you gotta, if you watch Sebastian Aho, there's literally no other player on that team that can make that pass because he straddled the blue line, waiting for Williams to get into proper position forever and a half.
Oh my God! It took forever.
And you just can't keep doing that. This team needs to put proper speed guys with proper speed. You know, if you want your grit and grind line, make a grit and grind line, but we'll keep talking about that later.
Yeah, let's finish up this month of December. First of all, we had a 2-0 loss at LA on the 2nd. They scored with 2 minutes left, and it was basically over.
Well, again, that was another game that we could have won with just literally any
Great
sort
game
of
by Mrazek.
offense.
Great game.
Yeah, and we're throwing away some of these great goaltending games.
Yeah.
We haven't had that. Remember the joke at the beginning of the season was like, this team would be amazing if we had great goaltending? Well, we have it.
Now we just can't score.
Now we can't score.
Right.
All right. 3 days later, at San Jose, everything just kind of fell apart. Ended up being a 5-1 loss. But 2 days later, 7th comeback, 4-1 win at Disneyland.
Yes.
And then after that game, a bit of scary news. The plane that was carrying the Hurricanes had to make an emergency landing.
Yeah, in Tulsa, and apparently somebody smelled burnt plastic on the plane.
Yeah,
and
they said it was
had to
something
make an emergency
wrong in
landing.
the cabin electrical system, something like that.
Nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy, just
it was
minor.
fine, but it was like, why did we hear about that way after the fact?
Because it scared the crap out of every single one of us.
Well, you gotta realize, like, most of the people who usually report about that sort of thing were on the
We're
plane.
on the plane. Well, you know what? We
and
had
most-
these.
And most of the reporting that happened
We're
came.
fuzzy.
Yeah, we are fuzzy.
Very fuzzy.
We'll fix
Am
it.
I moving around too much?
Maybe.
Oh,
there we
hey,
go.
There we
All
go.
right, but most of the people who reported on it were on the plane, and if you watch like the local Tulsa news, that's when like, yeah, some random NHL team was on it. I'm like, hold on, they were going from Anaheim
Yeah, I
to
found that on
Raleigh. Wait a second.
I found that out literally right before the Hurricanes game.
I just
But
think
then
it's
again,
something a
on
little
the
bit more
11th,
urgent.
a couple days ago.
It's
So-
almost non-news though, because you know.
Yeah, but it's still a scary moment.
It's in our era of we need every little piece of information, because what was more relevant at that point, you know, the fact that they're breaking into Whalers gear in practice.
Oh, that we'll get to that very soon. We'll get to that
Hey, they
very
look really
soon.
festive.
They did look very festive.
They looked amazingly festive.
All right, for everybody who's listening, we actually do live stream our recordings now. We're going to end up putting up on YouTube and other platforms, but we're recording live to Twitter right now.
Well, we'll do separate YouTube videos for different things. Kind
we
of
have a lot of
behind
things
the
planned
scenes.
coming up, other than our regular memes that we put on Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah. I haven't done real memes in a while.
Memes.
All right, so we last game, the 11th, 4-1 loss to Toronto. Nylander was back, Matthews was back. It was just a lot of firepower. The Canes could not keep up,
The defense held for as long as it did, and
and then
something I
injuries
said
just
before
kind of
the
stacked
game-
up from there.
Well, something I said before the game is it depends on who's going to break first.
And we
Our
broke.
defense against our amazing defense against their amazing offense, or their terrible defense against our terrible offense. And
Yeah. They broke.
no, we broke first.
They broke through us.
Yeah,
massively.
they broke through to us first. Well, that game did get tied. It was a 1-1 game for all of 20 seconds.
Yeah, but third period, they scored twice. It was over.
Yeah.
But the one thing that the whole situation with Toronto that I'm absolutely hating right now is everybody's saying this is going to be a dynasty, that these guys are going to win multiple Stanley Cups on this team. I just sit here and think they're not going to be able to afford to keep everybody. There's no way.
No, they're already in
They
cap
are
hell.
they are in cap hell right now because of Tavares, Matthews, and now Why do I want to say Furlong?
Nylander.
Because of and Nylander. Those three right there.
And you know they're still
And
looking
Anderson.
at,
Anderson has a
they're
ridiculous
still,
contract.
They're still looking to add more offense.
And I have no idea how they're going to afford it. Like they are that close to
and
the
they
ceiling.
need defense. They need some serious defense. And here's the thing, I think will they break through their streak of losing in the playoffs and not winning? Defense is what's going to win you games.
I doubt it.
They don't
Mostly
have it.
because of how they have played in their division. They have not played well in their division. Like Boston has their number.
Yeah. I mean, Boston lit them up for, was it 6 goals the other night?
Yeah. Like
I mean, the Red Wings lit them up for 5.
Yeah.
And beat them, was it in overtime?
It was like Detroit is a shocking team right now.
It was so bad in the beginning of the season for them. People were already wearing Hughes jerseys.
Oh my gosh. But people are
For those who do not know, Hughes is the potential first draft pick in the next season. So,
and we do have two
That I
two
didn't know.
first round draft picks this year for the Canes.
well, let's see.
See if we get lucky.
Yeah.
Maybe. But the current standings in the Metropolitan, Canes are currently 6th.
And the thing is, 2 points puts us in 3rd.
Yeah.
Well, at
that
least
is
tied
entirely
for
true.
third.
That
It's
is
so close right
entirely
now.
true. The way it goes is right now Washington has 39 points. They played 30 games. Columbus 30 games, 34 points. Islanders 29 games, 32 points. Pittsburgh 29, 32 points. Rangers 30, 31. Us 29, 30. Followed by Philly with 28, 27. And New Jersey, who has been a disappointment this year, period, the end. 29, 26.
Did you see that they made like 3 of their own goals the other
Oh, yeah,
night?
they were like legitimate
How?
own goals.
What?
How?
And they were legitimate own goals.
3
They
in
were-
one game. I can see like a fluke one
we had
happening.
one. We had one against Toronto that.
That last night, right?
Yeah, we had one
And then
against.
That's what I
Stall.
said, but
And then
nobody
the
said
Stall.
anything about it.
And it was Dougie Hamilton.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that
Yeah,
one
it was
like,
But here's the thing, that was more of a. But that was more of a deflection own goal.
It really
sort
was.
of thing. But these guys were actually batting it into their own
Yes.
net, trying to clear the zone somehow.
Oh my gosh! I saw that. I was like,
really
"Are you
was
for
an
real?"
embarrassment. I have my friend up in New Jersey, and he just refuses to watch anymore. He refuses to watch because he knows that it's just going to be a
Hey,
disappointment.
at least our team is still watchable.
Yeah, that is true. That is very, very, very
Now,
true.
if we can get really
Yes, 'cause we're
any sort
masochists.
of offensive, you know.
Now, the
with
one thing that
Kane
catches
coming
me is through that entire stretch we just did, out of 22 available points, we got 11. We still got half of the available points,
that's
and
not
we're still
enough.
and
It's
we're
not. It's
not
mediocre,
enough.
which is what
It's
I'm
not
talking
enough,
about.
but we're
It's
still in the
middle.
hunt. Usually at this point last year, we were almost 12 points off the playoff pace. We are 2.
No, we are better than the last few years. We are actually
This is
doing
true.
a
I
lot
will
better.
give them
And
that
the
much
and the thing is,
And everybody I've seen on social media with the Facebook groups and Twitter, everybody's already at the point of abandon ship. We're going to be sellers at the trade deadline. We're going to go into the draft with the top 10 pick.
no,
There's
we can't
no
be sellers.
way. We
can't
can't.
be sellers. If we go into February as sellers, there's going to be some serious payment.
Dundon will not be happy.
No, this is where we were with Ron Francis and Bill Peters last year, right? Right there on the cusp, make the decision. Are we going to be contenders or rebuilders? And Ron Francis and Bill Peters couldn't see eye to eye on stuff, and Francis decided to be rebuilders because Francis continuously sells the present for the future. And the question is, what kind of GM is Don Waddell going to be for the Carolina Hurricanes? Again, he's been the GM for Atlanta in previous history. So the question becomes, does he sell the present for the future, or is he willing to let go some of the future for the present? But the question becomes, how much? What's the value, right? So what people don't understand is there is value in simply making the playoffs, even if you're swept in the first round. And I'm actually writing
It's
an
$1 million
article about this.
worth of things right there. You got ticket sales. you'll have merch sales, you have advertising, you have things through the NHL, NBC. Okay. All these things go into the playoffs, and we just need to get there.
I'm not even talking about the money. The money is one thing.
Well, the fans will definitely show up, and they'll come out of the woodwork just for the playoffs.
Right. There's the fan base, right? The fair weather fans. They exist. It's okay. It's normal, right? We've got so many different sports in the region. Sometimes you can only really afford to care about the sports that are winning, right? We love to hate on fair weather fans, but the quite honest truth is, they exist, and to win them, you have to win. But I'm talking more than that. I'm talking about how making the playoffs actually helps your future, because you change your culture from being a non-contender to suddenly being a contender. From being hey, we just need one or two pieces to make the playoffs, to being, hey, we need one or two pieces to lift a cup.
Right. And the thing is, our future, it's brighter than ever right now. If we look at our farm system, there is no way we don't make the playoffs within.
We should Charlotte is running away with
Charlotte right now.
The league.
Yeah, Charlotte now.
We need to bring more players from Charlotte up.
But here's the thing, though. Charlotte players have more experience in the playoffs than a lot of our NHL players.
What did they get to last year? The semifinals?
No, they lost in the second round last year.
Yeah, they lost to the Lowell, I think it was the Lowell Phantoms, and they had that weird 6 overtime game, or was it 7 overtime?
That alone gave a lot of them more. How much playoff experience does Justin Falk have?
3 cups. Countless playoffs.
No, Justin Falk, not Justin Williams.
Did you say Williams? I think you did say Williams.
I said Falk. I said Falk. I am 100% certain I said Falk.
Falk.
Maybe just because I heard Williams too.
Exactly. How much playoff experience does Sebastian Aho have?
None.
Okay, we can't keep going with this. Some of these guys. Some of these guys are supposed to be the guys, right?
The only people who have playoff experience are Williams and McElhaney.
And Furland.
That's
and
Williams. Dougie Hamilton. That's it.
Yeah. I'm talking at the NHL level.
Oh, Calvin.
Darling, Calvin DeHaan. Oh, I don't know if Calvin has experience. He probably does.
Yeah, but still, the fact that some of our undercore, not the stars, the undercore,
Slavin doesn't have playoff experience. It's
experience, but our stars don't.
Right, and you're looking at
the ones that are carrying the team.
2 letter wearers, and I'm counting Slavin as a letter wearer, not having playoff experience. It's not really what you're trying to build here in this league. So I think that this team should go all out to make the playoffs.
At a minimum, just
maybe,
make the playoffs.
But here's the thing, though: if we become good enough to make the playoffs, this team is built for playoff depth. Because again, defense, depth with the checkers, this team is built to make a run, but we just have to get there first.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the injury bug that seems to be running through the team right now. But
I don't know if you call it really an injury bug, or we're just really much better than. No, I think we're better than the rest of the league when it comes to taking care of our guys. A lot of players who like Furland in other teams, he might have been forced to play.
Yeah, Furland, if you guys don't know, he came off the injury reserve list with a concussion against Toronto, and then what was it, the first or second period where it was the end of the first.
He said, "Hey, coach, I'm not feeling 100%." And coach said, "All right, don't play."
Yeah.
And I think that was a smart move. A lot of people be
we'll see if he plays tomorrow.
You got to take care of your players. I was worried at first, like, man, we getting a lot of guys injured, but the more I think about it, the more I'm starting to think maybe it's not that we're getting a lot of guys injured. Maybe we're actually taking the time to listen to the guys who say, "I'm not feeling good."
Right. We give them time to recover so they can come back at 100%.
Right. And not end their careers and not end their careers prematurely. Because a lot of we see it in all the other sports, other teams. The NFL is pretty bad about it. Concussions are serious.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me. I've had 4.
Yeah. I had 1.
I
But
probably had some. I don't know.
the prime example right there is Jordan Stahl. He was just put back onto IR.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it was retroactively.
I would say leave him there
Look at
until
Lack
he
last
feels ready.
season. That Lack was off, was on concussion, 2-3 times in last one season?
Well, Lack got knocked around.
Or
3
not
times.
last season. Yeah,
Well,
Season one
there was that
yeah.
one game he actually got bowled over, and that.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Well, they had
was
to
a
stretch
heart
him
attack.
off the ice on that one.
Yeah.
I was there for that
That was
one.
a heart attack.
McElhaney, he was day-to-day with the lower body. He was practicing. He should be fine for tomorrow. We'll see if he gets to start.
I hope so.
I think McElhaney should get the start in Montreal, or no, I would say start Mrazek in Montreal, bring McElhaney in for the Capitals.
So Thursday,
Yeah.
you're saying.
I would go with that.
The Capital,
I would go with
a win
that,
over
yeah.
the Capitals is much more valuable than the win over Montreal, even if.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And if Mac equals wins, then play Mac in
Yeah.
against
I think he would
Washington.
be a good matchup for Holtby.
Well, I think he's
if
a good
Holtby
matchup.
even is that one.
Well,
Well,
that's
here's the thing,
true.
though. You got to realize, Montreal's offense is really just Shea Weber. That's it.
It
End of
really
story.
is, and all he
And
is there for is the power play.
Right, and then, but here's the thing: how many guys can really go toe to toe with Ovechkin? It took Carey Price to make a ridiculous save on some of those games. But the problem with Washington is they're going to score, so you need the goaltender to be in net that can slow down the game and give your offense the ability to enter the zone and score for you. I mean, that's how the Ducks came back 5 goals to win a game.
Yeah.
They were down 5-4.
They got that Disney magic.
And Mickey Mouse is like, ha ha.
Ha
And then they
I want my Ducks to win. Ha ha!
something like that. Good.
It's my 90th birthday, damn it!
Well, you sound great for 90, Mickey.
All right. So a little bit of side tidbit. The Hurricanes broadcasting team were nominated for a regional Emmy, which is never a pushover. It's always nice to see our broadcasting team get something.
Yeah, especially
for the back guys. Not saying John Forsland and Trip Tracy, definitely they do deserve it. I'm saying the guys behind the camera. This is a group award, so they get the recognition they deserve.
Definitely.
Good.
All right, let's take a trip around the world of North Carolina hockey.
You mean the States, not really a trip around the world.
It is a world where you have
The
one
world
side
of
that's
North
sunny on the
Carolina.
beach, and then Boone is covered in snow.
Right.
Touche.
All right, let's start off with Charlotte. They are currently sitting with 39 points, first in the AHL
And
by
running
5
away with that lead.
Did you see that Carrick goal from, I think it was last night?
Oh, it was a beaut.
The one with Nakis?
I love
Okay, can we
that.
talk about how they let in a empty netter
And still won.
and we're down by 2 goals with
They were down by 2
60
goals.
seconds left in the game.
Yeah,
And
it
they
was
still
60
won.
some seconds. They scored on a power play, then put the empty net out, scored again with 31 seconds, went to overtime, and won on
On a Nakis to Carrick overtime goal. That's when Nakis dropped past it behind him.
Yeah, it was.
And Trevor Carrick came in just empty. I mean, Nakis has been on a tear.
Yeah.
Can you say that?
He
'Cause
just is the hottest player in the AHL right now. He was the AHL Player of the Week.
Yes.
So
He's got like 7 points in his last 2 games alone. Something ridiculous.
I'm just saying it's a matter of time before he's back in Raleigh. Just a matter of time. It's not a matter of if he'll come back this season. It's when.
So one of the most interesting theories about why he's spending so much time in
Give
Charlotte
him that time.
is, well, I think they're trying to protect him from the Seattle draft.
That's not going to happen for another 2 years, though.
No, it might happen sooner than you think.
Oh, yeah. Fun fact for everybody, if you haven't heard it, Seattle got another franchise. So we're down to 32 teams in the AHL, and one of them is not Quebec.
Womp womp. But okay, here's a quick question for you guys. Ready for this? What do you think the team should be called?
Totems.
The Totems.
The Totems?
It's
in
their
Seattle?
it's the current team that's there, and it ties into the regional history.
Okay, because I've heard like the Metropolitans, I've heard the Kraken. I like the Kraken.
I like the name.
I like the Kraken. I'll tell you why I like the Kraken. Because they wouldn't be the Krakens; they'd just be the Seattle Kraken. And I like for some reason.
I think it's just
like
a
the
sponsorship
concept.
deal waiting to happen.
Oh, I mean, with the rum,
Yeah,
the black
why
Kraken
not?
rum. Well, okay. What do you think, Amanda?
I have no thoughts on that. I don't know.
Oh, come
I mean,
on.
If you had to name a team in Seattle, what would you call it?
The coffee makers.
The copyright.
The
I
Seattle
really
Coffee Fee.
Kraken's kind of cool.
Well,
I have no thoughts.
here's the one trend that I noticed with Seattle is almost all their teams have started with S and S. So you have the Seattle Supersonics, Seattle Seahawks, Seattle Sounders. The only one that doesn't fit that thing is the Seattle Mariners.
It's true.
Well, what
So,
is Seattle?
well-
What's in Seattle? You got the Space Needle. That's like the biggest Seattle thing.
Well, I would
Yeah,
say tie that
don't-
into the logo somehow.
The Seattle Kraken.
I kind of like the Kraken.
The
That's kinda
Kraken. Because they would be one of the few teams in the league that whose name doesn't end with an S, and I think it's really cool. Concept.
Yeah, but then how would you do the mascot? Like just have
A Kraken.
Kraken, come on.
but you got to make a Kraken child friendly.
Oh,
Yeah, he's just a
It'd be-
squid.
it'd be weird. Okay, we get
Are
Dr.
we on
Zoidberg.
Twitter live?
Yes.
Is it
What's
Twitter,
that?
Twitter live?
Yes.
Oh,
we
I
are
said
Twitter.
Facebook. Oi,
Twitter.
sorry.
Whoop, whoop.
I
All
said
right.
Facebook.
Next up, our boys in Fayetteville who use us as promotions.
No,
we love you.
We love you,
Fayetteville.
Marksman.
Yeah.
And I
They're
mean, they're
doing
doing
well.
all right. They
Yeah.
played 17 games. They got 16 points. They're currently fifth in the SPHL.
The Southern Professional Hockey League.
One fun thing they did the other day is they did their teddy bear toss.
They,
Oh, I want to do that.
Yeah,
Why
they
don't
did
we
one.
do that?
They did one, I believe it was last week.
Yeah, and then
they
Hershey
did-
did one that broke the world
Oh,
record.
Hershey
That
did one
was
that
so
was
cool.
30-some thousand bears.
That was
But
very
still, the
cool
fact
to
that
see.
local teams are doing that, donate to various charities. I believe they did it for Toys for Tots.
Calvin DeHaan was supposed to do is supposed to do a.
I think it's on the 14th.
Yeah.
14 or 15th.
No, it's
is
on the
one of two.
14th. No, 15th. It's on the 15th. It's on Saturday. He's doing a toy drive with, I think it's like Advanced Auto Parts or something like that.
He put it out on
Yeah,
his
that's
Twitter.
cool.
We'll try to find it and put it on the podcast's stuff. Try to
Yeah,
make
so
it out
Calvin,
there if you can.
if you're listening,
We're making promotion stuff here for charity.
yeah, no, great job on the charity stuff. Coach said that he looked kind of like Rocky after.
Got a nice,
poor
got a
guy.
nice whack to the face, but he'll be fine.
Yeah,
he'll be fine.
he'll be okay. I asked which Rocky from which movie. Apparently, it's Rocky 3 after his
Oh,
first
come
fight.
on! After Clubber Lang,
Yeah.
So he's going to do this toy
I
drive
pity
thing
the
with
fool.
the big.
Man, I
cut on
can't do
his head.
Mr. T. I pity the fool who
can't
get
do
punched
Mr.
in the
T.
face by Mr. T.
So
Okay.
I totally.
I told you I can't do him. I cannot do Mr. T.
So I totally missed how he got injured.
So it was a high stick. Nylander hit him with a
okay.
high stick right
Okay.
into
Yeah,
they
it
came
was
right underneath
legit
his
just
eye. And
right
he,
into his
he
face.
ran to the locker room. They gave him stitches, but apparently it swelled up the next
Yeah,
morning.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I missed it when it happened.
Don't worry. But a lot of people are missing this fun fact about hockey in North Carolina.
Fun fact.
The best team in the state in hockey right now belongs to NC State.
Woohoo.
They are currently 14-0. They have not lost this year.
That's impressive.
They have destroyed UNC multiple times. They've won the Governor's Cup versus UNC, and they're currently ranked 5th in the Southeast in Division II hockey
How can you be undefeated and be ranked 5th?
in the region because the rest of them are undefeated.
I don't get college sports.
Omar does not like college sports.
Right.
He's a professional guy.
I think students should be students. That's why
True.
I like minor leagues.
Well,
That's an interesting perspective. I never really thought about that.
but next thing up, we go to Amanda. What is
no.
going on over in the corner?
That's the spotlight. Ah!
What is going on over here? You've been quiet.
I'm listening to all your numbers. And I just
Okay, hit us with,
Any-
hit us
anything
with the
going up with the-
NWHL.
my mama said.
Hey, she's wearing the Riveter shirt. She's wearing her Riveter shirt.
Well, as far as okay.
She got
I'll
the
leave that alone.
Hurricanes and the Riveters on.
And they, you know what? And both my favorite teams have the same colors.
That is
So
true.
it's very, very
we
convenient.
thought we were going to get in trouble because
GG
of this
easy.
one with the Riveters, with the Riveters scarf she had on when we went in the fan tunnel.
No,
But
I don't care.
if you ever get in the fan tunnel, they have a rule saying you're not allowed to wear other teams. But
I think it's like other NHL teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't say anything
they
about
make they make an
NWHL.
exception for women of power.
Oh, yes, they are very
I mean,
powerful.
Skinner's been caught wearing the Buffalo Buttes beanie of his
Yes.
several times.
You know, and I thought that was funny that nobody really talked about his interview. They talked about his hat. But, you know,
But
look,
Skinner, his interview's all the same.
Hey, we are a podcast of hats. We got Santa hat. We got
Yeah.
Irish hat.
I have no hat. It's okay.
You
has
you have
red hair
headphones
hat.
on. You have headphones and red hair. That works.
Yeah. Well,
right.
well, you know, the Buttes are owned by the Scalia family, who owns the Buffalo Sabres.
I'm pretty sure they own the Bills too.
Probably. Buffalo's all
They
weird
own
like that.
all of Buffalo.
They own
For
the
some
entire
reason-
town, and they decreed
I don't
that
know.
the cold miser has to keep that place completely frozen.
My brain just froze. I was like, who?
Maybe the cold miser got to you too.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when snow lands around here.
Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Christmas movies at my house.
You should see the one with the Russell Crowe. Not
Russell Crowe in a Christmas movie.
Because I think festive when I
Who am I
think
thinking
Russell
Hey,
of?
we are a festive group here. We got
It's not Russell
we got
Crowe,
a
it's
Hanukkah.
Kurt Russell.
We got a Hanukkah and Christmas tree over here.
Yeah, my Christmas tree has a Star of David at the top of it.
Hey, it works.
It's awesome.
I mean, where is it? Which synagogue has the flamethrower menorah?
I don't know which one you're talking about.
There's a gigantic. One of the
The one
synagogues
Elon
in-
Musk goes to? I don't know.
There's a menorah somewhere in the Raleigh area that's literally gigantic, and they
like you
light.
can see the flames.
Yeah,
Like,
that thing is a
that is so
flamethrower.
funny. I don't know.
I am not joking. Like, somebody in this area has done that. I have no idea if it was a Jewish synagogue or if it was just some random
Well,
person.
I know
but it
downtown
was amazing.
Cary they have one. We went to the lighting of that one, but I don't know about individual thingies.
But
All right,
still,
let's-
anything that
Anyway, let's go
big.
back. I digress. We'll go back. Okay,
We're
so
very
in
festive.
WHL news, there's been some stuff going on. There was a little bit of a break for a while, and the all-star teams have been chosen. We've got Team Zabados and Team Stecklin Line. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it.
We don't have
And-
enough names with Z. That just sounded nice. Zabados.
Zabados. And actually, it's SZAB. Zabados.
Still, more Z's. Add more
And
Z's.
Are you sure that's
So
not a
said
Pokemon?
Zach.
She made my my hockey porn not my hockey porn my goalie
She's talked about.
Suddenly I had to put an NSFW rating on this. Lovely.
my goalie porn file because she had this one and she was just like
No,
it was awesome.
Hold on. She needs to explain.
All
Explain.
right, I'm gonna explain my goalie porn file. So I have a thing for goalies. I don't know what it is. It's the gear. I don't know. But I want to make.
It's the mask.
Maybe it's the mysteriousness because you can't see their faces. I don't
You
know.
just see their eyes glaring
So
at you.
I want to make a
between-
Twitter account and call it goalie porn. But it's not like, oh, that goalie is hot. I mean, yeah, there will be, because she's beautiful. But
Yeah, like
there will be.
Yeah.
there will be
I have,
people.
I have a feeling your husband's not gonna like hearing this.
Stop it. I mean, I'll have a Holtby every now and then too, but it's not just because they're hot. It would be like an amazing save that they made. That would definitely get put into the goalie porn
I
file.
think one of the things that had to go into goalie porn is great pads.
Great pad.
Great pads too. See, that would. It's
Great
not
masks,
just
great art.
porn.
So
is
you're basically
misleading,
talking about Scott Darling now.
but
He's man. You know what?
Man, that guy
It's
can
almost
do some-
it's really a
he's very
shame that he
stylish.
can't really pick up his game, because if he had been an amazing goalie for us, which he still can be, his style and the way he just rocks his gear, he'd be a great ambassador. He'd be like, man, have you seen Scott Darling's newest mask? Wow. Or you've seen his newest pads? I mean, his Whalers pads are on point.
So I want the
Hintity,
opinion
hint, 9
of
days.
folks. Like, if I was to create a goalie porn, would people follow it? Would people like to see that? Oh, and then let me go back.
People might follow it for a little bit and be like, man, that's not what I expected.
No, right? Yeah, porn
The
is
dark
misleading.
side of the internet.
But yeah, my ADD is getting on me. So let me go back to what I was saying. So they'd pick the teams, and I'm still salty. I'm still a little bitter that my Kelsey Colser did not get picked for NWHL All-Star, and that she is extremely deserving, and I'm a little pissed off about it. However, our local lady, Alyssa Gallardi, let me say her name right, because it's not, you don't pronounce it the way it's spelled, but Alyssa Gallardi, she is on her way there, and I am super excited about that.
Shout out to local natives.
What was that?
I don't know. I don't know. He's watching the Penguins on the TV over there.
Okay. So I
Different
guess that's
penguins.
it for me.
These
I mean,
are like real penguins.
my ribs are not having a very great year. They're kind of last right now. So, but
Aww. Everybody say aww.
Aww. But I think they're gonna they'll come back. I hope.
I want to see what happens during their off season this year. Like, what kind of deals do they get? Like sponsorship wise, do more teams come in? Do more NHL teams start sponsoring them?
They expanded last season, so
I think they should slow down on their expansion and focus on.
I want to see them at least get to 12.
Yeah.
Well,
Do they have 12?
They have 5.
You gotta
They need to
realize.
get to 12.
No, I think. Let's get to 6, right? Create your own original 6, your 06, your original 6 teams, right? And then from there, continue to develop and build these 6 teams until you have a quality product that because first things first, these girls need to get paid.
Yeah.
And they're not getting paid because the money isn't rolling in. And it's not rolling in from sponsors. It's not rolling in from ticket sales.
It's not.
It's
Call Amazon, see if they get that deal.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I mean, they've got Dunkin' Donuts, but
Steve,
you need
buy
more
those.
than that.
Come on, hop on this.
well, it's more than just that. You got to realize that the sponsorships have to come from places where it's all about female hockey or hockey in general, right?
Yeah.
Your sports stores, because you got to realize like sponsorship has to be a give and take, right? You don't see Doritos sponsors for the Olympics, or you probably do, but
Yeah, but they're random as hell, as they always are.
Like a McDonald's sponsorship for the Olympics, which does exist, is really weird, right? It feels out of place.
Well, I'm really hoping with them being in Nashville
just
for
wanna
the
see
All-Star, that'll get them some really great exposure in other areas.
Right, no, definitely. But
the back-to-back games, too, that I believe, what was it, Buffalo who did that? The back-to-back game?
I think Buffalo has done it, but I know the Devils have done a doubleheader.
Those are
with the
great
Devs.
ideas.
And when they're in Nashville, they're going to be doing
the doubleheader with the Preds.
doubleheads with the Preds.
That's a
which is gonna be
fantastic
great.
idea.
It is, and anybody that goes to the game can stay.
But see, the problem with I think the problem with doubleheaders are there's fatigue.
Sure.
I mean, it's not baseball. I mean, even then, that's getting that gets fatigued.
They're trying to speed up those
One
games.
game in baseball is fatiguing.
Hey, you're talking to the baseball player here and the one who actually works for baseball teams.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Well, you can't.
do
No,
it.
you can't
I'm
watch
coming
baseball
for you.
on TV. Live, being there at the ballpark is a whole different ball game.
Don't fall asleep during a live game. The ball might get you.
Or the bat.
I don't know.
Or someone's shoes.
And I don't understand how. So hockey Twitter, after the season, turns into baseball Twitter, and I don't understand why there's so many hockey fans that are baseball fans, because hockey is like boom, 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 let's go. We've got this going, and then baseball.
They
But
like
that's
that
just
hand-eye
my
coordination.
Okay, here's
Maybe that's just my
here's the
opinion,
thing, and I'll tell you why. The one thing that hockey and baseball has in common.
Please tell me.
Hand-eye
I don't get
coordination.
No. And I'm talking about it from a fan base perspective.
Sure.
Statistics.
Jazz hands.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. How often do we talk about how this goalie's got this statistic, this save, and Corsi, and all these numbers? We freaking love
Yeah,
our
but you're a
numbers.
numbers person.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all numbers person. We're nerds.
People try to do that with the NBA too, but the NBA is ostracizing a lot of fans right now.
Yeah, because you got to realize you got to work for your fan base, right? And the baseball's fan base, a lot of it are just math nerds. Believe it or not, and it's all about okay, how do I change my pitch against? We always talk about like this pitcher versus that batter.
It's all because of Moneyball.
And yeah, I mean, we
Thank
love
you, Oakland.
numbers, and that's really because that's how the hockey and the baseball kind of communities kind of just fist bump on is statistics and numbers.
Which is why I'm kind of sad that in this state, some baseball teams do hop on the hockey market, but not many. Like in this area, Durham Bulls, Carolina Mudcats, Holly Springs Salamanders, Kinston, they all, the Down East Wood Ducks,
the
they
new
all hop
Fayetteville
on
Astros, or now they were called the Fayetteville Woodpeckers.
the Fayetteville Woodpeckers. Great name.
okay.
Great name.
Hey, it's better than the other alternatives, which was
Swamp Dog.
No. The alternative was Fatbacks.
Wow.
Not kidding.
Wow.
That is a true story.
Okay.
Or the Fayetteville Jumpers.
The
The Jumpers it links into the local Fort Bragg airborne community.
I still like the. I still
okay.
like
I
the
get it.
name. I still like the Woodpecker name. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I just like weird
The mascot's
names.
just a big woodpecker with a bat.
Right.
Maybe it's just because I like the weird names. Like
Speaking
if you want to have a good night, just go online and go through minor league sports, any minor league sports, and just go through the names. They get weird.
Or some of the what's the one team whose mascot's just like a bunch of peanuts? Not like Mr. Peanuts, like
I don't
Bunch of
remember.
peanuts? How do you do that?
I don't know, but it's weird.
But no, Modesto. It's like Modesto Nutters or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, speaking of mascots, can we talk about how jerky Stormy's been lately? Okay, so we love Stormy, but what's up with attacking opposing team fans?
It's Gritty's fault.
It's
I'm
Gritty's
not getting
fault.
it.
It's always Gritty's fault.
Gritty's
Whenever it's something wrong with mascots, it's Gritty's fault.
It's Gritty's fault.
It's probably. The thing is, I think Gritty was okay. Gritty was not the one to start it, but he was the one to make it mainstream.
I don't like it.
He didn't start it, but he'll finish it.
I mean, like the pumpkin over the head. Okay, that was fine.
It was festive.
and it seemed like maybe the people were kind of in on it, but then that one where he poured what did Stormy do? He like poured the beer or popcorn or something.
Popcorn. It was popcorn.
It was popcorn over somebody's. That guy was not looking like he was in on it.
Okay, I think
really
they
good
have to be in on it. I think they have to be in on it, and just like the pumpkin thing, they're like they cut away and they're like, okay, put the pumpkin on now, or I come back to you.
Right.
And then they
That I
have to
could
be
see.
in on it, or else technically.
But the
it's
way that
assault.
guy was looking, he was not looking like he was
Well,
happy
they
about
have
what
to-
Stormy did.
Here's a question.
Maybe he misunderstood what he agreed
Right.
to.
Hey, think about this. What would they do for Christmas? Like if they did something.
Well,
festive.
Stormy is already doing something for Christmas this holidays. He's you can pay like $120 for Stormy to come to your seat
Now
and deliver
that I'm
cookies.
digging because before you could get a seat visit or you could get some sort of now Stormy's coming to you.
Yeah, Stormy's coming to you and bringing
Which I think is pretty
you-
cool.
I mean, I've summoned
you could
have
Stormy to my
hired him.
seats before. I'm just
What
saying.
I would love to see happen is just
I have
get
to-
really festive with it. Say for $125, Stormy comes to your seat with gingerbread.
Right.
No, he's coming with cookies. No, that's
Yeah,
part of
that's
the thing. It's a
Yeah,
box
he'll
of
come-
cookies.
He'll bring you
But the whole I'm feeling like
cookies and, like, a
gingerbread house.
gift. I think
that
a
would be
hat or
amazing.
something.
Just like
That's
the gingerbread house.
Have you been in a mascot? Those things and carry something as fragile as a gingerbread house.
Right.
I think it might work.
Well, I mean, you could have
you're brave man.
hired Stormy last year to appear at something, but now these little like Stormy grams are pretty cute. I like it. A little pricey, but
We need Stormy on Snapchat just to send random pictures to people.
I'm pretty sure he already is.
Okay, Stormy, start sending random pictures.
But you gotta realize he's probably not just like.
right.
No, he does.
Because all you'd see
He's got the
was just-
selfie stick.
Okay, with the selfie stick that might work.
All right,
Stormy.
let's get a little back onto
Right.
the future. The future
Progressing
with the
again.
Canes and
Yeah, 'cause we're
other
rolling close to 50
like the
minutes
big
here.
thing is December 20th. Whalers come back for one night in Raleigh. They come back.
Right.
And then one night in Boston right after Christmas.
Look, here's what I got to say about that, right? And a lot of people,
I
Amanda
just-
included,
I
are not
prefer the
happy.
blue
It just
jersey.
irritates
Are
me.
not happy about that. Here's what I got to say about it, right? It's an asset.
Sure.
We
It
own
makes
it.
money.
We own it.
It does make money.
Why not
'Cause people
use
like
it?
it.
But here's the thing, though.
They did
Why not
choose-
use it?
They did choose the right person to use it against.
Right. Then we're gonna bring out. We'll see how this goes. Right. It's one game here, one game there. Other than that, really, if we're ever going to play a game in Hartford for the sake of kind of building bridges between us and them, preseason game maybe, or
Just don't.
Or
I would say not do it
a-
at XL Center though. Like make it an outdoor game.
yeah, I was gonna say either a preseason game. I mean, we can do it in the XL Center, which is falling apart, but still, for it's a preseason game.
Thanks a lot,
rules-
UConn.
You know,
I don't know, but why waste all this money on jerseys and
Because
I mean,
because it's
you
gonna
know, for
bring because
them-
it's gonna bring in much
Well,
more.
I guess.
It's gonna be
on
way
eBay,
more profitable.
on eBay,
I don't
I
know.
checked right
I say-
before.
take that money, go buy the Connecticut whale, and make the NWHL some more money.
True.
I mean, you
that's a
want to be
great
connected
idea.
to Connecticut so bad, get the whale.
Well,
They need
um,
sponsorship.
Well, Hartford just got
That money
a
isn't
soccer
enough.
team.
The money they spent for this isn't enough to buy the Connecticut whale.
Well, okay, well, at least put some money into the Connecticut whale.
Here's-
Well, they got to realize who owns
Well,
it now.
I don't know. I mean,
There's
the
I think
players are
there's
making
some-
$7,000.
so much talk about whales.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So much talk about whales. But the funny thing is, actually, Hartford just got a soccer team called Hartford Athletic. And if you look on Twitter or anything and look at their logo, they tried so hard to copy the old Hartford the old Hartford logo.
Well,
It's an
it's the
H and
style.
an A that looks close to what the Hartford whale looked like. And they are very quickly becoming rivals of North Carolina FC. Very quickly, because we are the Dead Whales. That's what the supporters are. And they are Dead Whales.
I get it now.
Hartford is dead with hockey. They are the Dead Whales, and they brought it to Carolina, and we became the Dead Whales.
Well, my biggest thing about all these Hartford guys complaining like, oh, we want our trophy back.
They aren't getting it.
But here's the
Neither
thing,
is
though,
Quebec.
like you have an AHL team, go fill that arena up. Then maybe,
Yeah.
maybe,
And they're not that
NHL
good
might
either.
talk. I mean, it doesn't matter if they're good or bad. You're not getting customer. Like you're not. You can't demand an NHL team if you're not filling in. Well, people will come back for nostalgia's sake. Like, yeah, but those people are going to die out. I'm sorry, but it's been 20-something years.
Nobody in my generation, which is anybody under 30, basically, has.
Why'd you look at me?
I just shook my head, not you.
Because I'm the only one over 30 over here.
No, your generation, and then maybe
No,
maybe
I'm
the
on
young
my own generation.
anybody that was born before before
Okay, let's put it this
1996.
way. I
Come
was
on, dig
8
out.
when the Canes moved over to Carolina.
I was 3.
So
We're not going to go into how old I was.
No, but what we're saying is the younger people and even the people in their 40s, some people, especially in the area, Hartford was a very regional team. If you weren't in that area and if you're not the right age, they don't care.
Okay.
I mean, no, there's a lot of them that pretend to care.
Keyword pretend.
Well, we
Just
can't,
like
we
the
can't,
NHL
no.
pretends to want to go to Houston.
Okay, slow down. We can't say
I'm going to come back to
that
that.
we know what's in people's hearts. Like maybe they do care, right? Maybe they really are huge Hartford Whalers fans because that's what their parents are, and they're carrying on that torch.
Yeah.
Those
Sounds
people
like
exist.
Cleveland Browns fans.
So back to that. I've had 2 people come to me at work. My desk is full of Cane stuff, so people always talk to me about
Oh, it
Cane
better
stuff.
be.
Oh, yeah. I'm like the Canes girl there. But people have come to me and talk about, oh, I hear Dundon wants to move the team.
No.
And I'm like, where is this coming from? Where are the rumors coming from? They want to move him back to Houston.
They're coming from
or-
Canadian media because they absolutely hate us.
Okay, let's put something to bed here. Even if Dundon wanted to move the team, he can't do that for another 7 years.
Right, and that's my argument. That's what I tell them. He's under contract to not move them. But they're like, okay, so what about when the contract ends?
But here's the thing, though. He's not going to lose money between now and then. He's he's not the kind of businessman to do that. He's the kind of businessman who wants to win. When he took over Top Golf, he turned that thing around immediately. The smart business thing to do would have been to redo the land and sell it, right? But instead, he turned it into a business empire. Tom Dundon isn't in the business of just being a good businessman. No, he's in the business of winning businesses.
We're still waiting for our one in Raleigh.
Don't talk to me. I'm not Tom Dundon.
Come on, Tom. We want our Top Golf in
I'm
Raleigh.
sure it's coming.
It better be. I want it now.
I didn't even
that
know
place
he
is
was with that
amazing.
place.
My friend went to one in
I had no
Vegas.
idea.
It is amazing.
Top Golf. I went there for New Year's last year.
Pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it's a golfing video game that's live. It's not like
Even if you
just
suck at
swinging at
golfing, it's still
yeah,
fun.
it's not about just about swinging at golf.
It looked like a
clubs.
driving range to me, but
So it kind of is, but there's like point system and like aim for this color, and you're just like, I can't swing for crap.
so it's not an outside driving range.
No, it is.
It is, but it's not.
But it is.
Okay.
But it's.
Thank you for that clarification.
It is, but it's basically
Okay,
a
it is
gigantic
driving
video
range.
game.
Right,
It isn't-
right.
It's a gigantic video game because every ball's got a GPS.
What?
Yeah, every single ball. So it'll tell you where it went and how many points for hitting it this far. Or,
That's
you're
crazy
playing
town.
against your friends to get the most points. And,
Yeah.
yeah, and if you get like the golden ball, like you win something or another. I don't know how that works.
This episode's sponsored by Top Golf.
Oh,
For real.
thanks.
Pay us, Dundon.
Come on.
All right.
But yeah, with Houston, I don't like the idea. If it's going to be anything, move Arizona there. Because Arizona's been in ownership hell for years.
The
But
Senators.
the one place that, especially now with Seattle getting a team, Quebec is done. I don't see them getting another team unless we do more expansion or
No, if Quebec gets a team, it'll be a relocation of a Canadian team.
which is right now
Because-
is either Vancouver or Ottawa.
Probably not going to be Vancouver. Maybe now that Seattle's getting a team in that same like immediate region, that
We all know that Edmonton's not moving.
no.
Winnipeg's basically, in the terms of hockey history, is brand new.
Right, but Winnipeg's
Toronto,
also
never
developed
moving.
itself a really good fan base. Toronto's the day Toronto moves.
Toronto,
It
never
probably
moving.
got new.
Montreal, never moving. Ottawa and Vancouver are the only two that have, in my mind, the option. But Vancouver,
Bettman's
would be
never
very
gonna give
dumb
Ottawa
to do
a
so.
new. Bettman's never going to give Ottawa or any Canadian marketplace a new team, and the reason is money. Just the Canadian dollar.
the Canadian dollar is not strong enough. When they moved Atlanta to Winnipeg, the Canadian dollar was a little bit stronger. But the main reason they did it was because they had an arena, they had the ownership group, and they were ready to go.
Right.
Now,
Well, the same reason
It's impossible.
that, like, the Blues were supposed to move to Saskatchewan way back when, and
something
it never
like that
happened. Yeah.
never happened.
Yeah, I don't know about
Canada will not get another team unless we do more expansion. And I mean more expansion, like right now, we're at 32. If we go to 40 teams, Canada will get another team.
All right, so
course.
I think we're spending a little too much time on this.
But don't worry, it's all hockey.
True, but let's talk about okay. One thing I want to talk about for the Canes, right? What is our forward movement, right? So we need to trade for someone. If the trade does not happen, if we are not buyers, Tom Dunn is going to fire someone.
No question. No question. He will fire
And
somebody.
he's not gonna
We
beat
have-
around the bush like they would with Ron Francis and just kind of.
We have too much at
it's gonna
stake
be
not
a
to.
outlandish. You're fired. Duh.
Thank you, Donald Trump.
Actually, that was from the Cat in the Hat, but okay.
Oh, good reference. Good reference.
And I mean, we've got to get players that will really come in and just blow it away. Because I mean, poor Aho, his back has got to
Well,
be hurting
it's-
from carrying this damn team.
Well, not just blow it away.
Fun.
It's not just had to
Thank
be
you,
blown
David
away. It has to be light a fire, right? No one wants to be showed up by the guy who just showed up.
Fun fact
Right.
that I found out
Like
this morning.
Macolini.
The
Man in
St.
linen.
Louis Blues apparently are shopping Tarasenko.
I would love to have Tarasenko.
Tarasenko would be good.
I would.
That's
love,
a rumor,
love,
but I've heard.
love
I
to have
saw this
Tarasenko.
morning through NHL and a couple other sources that the general manager for St. Louis is starting to shop out players, and Tarasenko was one of them.
Vladimir Tarasenko is an amazing offensive player. I've watched him play. I've been to several Blues games. He is an incredible forward with the kind of tenacity that this team could really use. If the Blues are truly shopping Tarasenko, honestly though,
I would say we would have to give up one of our first round picks to get him.
we'd have to give up one of those first round picks and a prospect or two.
I would
might
take
be
that.
several
though. I
picks.
would take that.
I would. Here's the thing. I would give everything we got for Skinner, right? Cliff Poo, those 2 picks, and one of the first 2 round pick. One of the 2 first round picks we have for Tarasenko, and maybe even someone else.
I would take that. No question. I would take that.
All right, so listeners,
Maybe John.
who
C.
out
Reilly.
there could we? No, they're not gonna give up Riley. They just got him.
I'm just saying maybe.
I'd like
Yeah.
to see one of the Subban brothers come.
Ooh.
That would be fun. I mean, not Malcolm, obviously, because he's a goalie, and we don't need any more damn goalies.
And we don't need any more defensemen either. We need
Language.
offense.
I'm
We
not
need
sure what
offense.
position Jordan plays. I'm not sure. I think he's in the AHL, and I'm not really sure what position he plays.
Apparently Pittsburgh is shopping out Phil Kessel. I would like Tarasenko
His
better than
sister's
Kessel.
awesome.
But still Kessel.
I'd rather have her.
Right. Let's get a man on Kessel.
Depending on the price.
I'd rather have him than the Kessels.
If
She's
you could get
badass.
Kessel for something that's not very big, because Pittsburgh, they're struggling majorly. They were hot, and now they're dead cold.
Do you think we can actually sign one of these great female forwards onto the?
Man.
Oh,
You know,
Watch
we
these
would
games.
get. I mean, seriously, if we did
They're on
something
Twitter,
like
they're
that,
free.
we could
Yeah.
get. I'm not even joking.
No, I know. I mean, like, look
Look,
at
we could-
Kendall Coyne.
We'd make this
Schofield.
team. I'll put them on the map. Like it was like when Tampa Bay signed the female goaltender.
Yeah.
oh gosh, you
but I
brought
heard
that
that
one.
was. I heard that was a publicity
Digging
stunt.
in my
though.
bag.
Hey, she actually did pretty well. The one game she was in, she did pretty well.
I don't see why you can't.
Or
fix
you could
that.
be
It
Chicago
would
and bring
change
in an
things
accountant.
up. I mean, you get team grind, and just and watch. What I'd love to see is watch the opponent's reaction to being completely confused and out of their element as a female player skates past them.
Look, but don't tell them it's female yet.
They
No,
So
they
later-
know. They
People
see the
say-
hair flipping
Well,
around.
maybe
they
it'd be a
know.
short-haired person.
People say the NHL is not
Everyone would know.
progressive.
TSN would not shut up about it for 3 years
Yeah.
straight, probably.
Oh, they still don't shut up about our Viking chant.
It's true.
Yeah, I'd like
Anyways.
to see that again. By the way, come on, guys.
I love how
Yeah.
teams around the world are starting to copy us now.
Right.
I saw one in Russia, one in Sweden, one in the Czech Republic.
Because it's fun.
It is.
is.
I'm just like, hey, we start. Well, actually,
It's fun.
Iceland started
Iceland
it.
started it, but people are like, "Oh wow, we can do this in hockey." It's like the thing is,
we
when
can
the
have
Canes
fun?
did it,
Huh?
when the Canes did it, it validated everyone else to have fun, and suddenly this sport is amazing. I'm not the one to quote freaking Steve Dangle, the podcaster for
That was awesome.
Toronto Maple Leafs, but
The-
he's like, "We are weird in hockey." You know, everyone's nickname is like either like. You know, like Ginner, Skinner. No, it was
At
Skinny.
least we come up with good
Skinny, Ginner,
nicknames.
Rasky,
At least we come up with good. At least
Sea
we come
bass,
up with
Turbo.
some good nicknames. Valentin Zikov, the Valentine, but he's no longer here, unfortunately.
No, he's getting limited ice time with the Oilers and still producing nothing. It's sad.
We miss you. We
He
miss
got like
you, Zikov.
6 minutes last
You know what I
night
think we should do? I think we should all take some sage to the game and light it, and we could smudge the PNC arena to try to get this bad
This is how we get
Mojo.
banned from PNC.
out of
Okay,
PNC and lift the curse.
We need to get a witch doctor, a Buddhist monk, a rabbi, a priest.
all-
What else?
Just
What else
cover
can
all
we
the
think of? What am I
ground.
missing?
What's
and just
the,
uncurse the arena.
right?
I mean, it worked for some soccer
Holy
teams
water,
in the past.
whatever you want.
Some
Incense.
some Buddhist.
Yeah, we can do that after goals.
Like it's okay.
And now we will do the ceremonial. Now we will do the ceremonial
We
yoga.
probably need like the Winchester brothers to come on in too. That's a supernatural reference for
we
you.
need to
Yes.
get
Oh,
to get Archer's Herbe to
taps,
come
the ghost
back
hunters.
and just give us
Get them
some
to come
luck.
in there.
We need
Who are you gonna
Archer's
call?
Herbe.
That's busters. These are hunters.
Ah, same difference.
Maybe there's some bad spirits in there or something. Come on, let's get this curse
We
lifted
need-
off the canes.
You know what I think we could do? We could bring back Keith Primo. He was bad luck when he was with the team.
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
That's not how any of this works.
Hey, I was thinking double bad luck. It might reverse it.
All right.
Or we just get idea. We have every person
Lord
in the
help
arena.
us.
We give out many warning flags to everybody in the arena, so it's just like one gigantic warning flag. I mean, Montreal, they do the banner where they bring it around the entire lower bowl during the first period.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
it's like I said, it's like kind of like the wave. If not everyone's in on it, nobody's in on it.
It's like the
Right.
towels the rally towels people do during playoff games. I'm just like, I'm sick of the rally towel. Let's do something different. Everybody gets a warning flag.
I talked about how everyone for the playoffs, everyone should wear their third black jersey, and we call
Blackout.
it the blackout.
Yeah.
Welcome to the black hole.
Or at least the black shirts for those of us
Black
that can't afford
shirts or
jerseys.
black jerseys, and just completely black out the arena.
I think that would be great.
We bring in
because we're
AC/DC
the
to play.
blackout. It's a storm. The hurricanes brings in a blackout.
Yeah.
We bring in
Oh, I
AC.
like
We bring in
it,
ACDC
Omar.
just to play back in black.
And you know what? We always win when we're in those things.
Except when I'm playing the Ducks. Whoops.
Oh. Sorry.
Too soon.
No, I missed that one. Did we lose to the Ducks wearing the black jerseys?
Yeah, and OT.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
mother,
we haven't
father.
lost in regulation.
Sister,
though.
brother,
We've
I
got every game we've won, we've gotten points. But next game we got north of the border again against the Canadians.
Well, that's tomorrow.
Yep. So prepare
Yes.
for some more French smack talk.
Man,
Lovely.
I wish I was going.
And then we come
Friday.
back against the Caps, and then we play Yotes on Sunday. Really, 3 winnable games if we play our cards correctly. Because
Let's beat Kyle's adoptive team.
I don't think you can really call it his adoptive team.
It's the closest team to where he is
Well, he's here now.
He's back.
for now.
Yeah. All right.
He's about to go
He's
back.
gone today.
Yeah, he
He might
left
be going
already.
right now.
yeah, he's
Oh,
leaving
Lord.
right now.
All right. All right. So, how do we fix this team? Because we've given it up a lot of opinions and a lot of ideas. You guys can tell us. You can either leave us, messages wherever you find this podcast. Rate us. Subscribe to the podcast. You can find us on YouTube. We're going to start putting up extra footage on YouTube of behind the scenes sort of thing. You can go on our Twitter. You'll find some of our live streams. If you are watching us live streaming on Twitter, yes, I'm talking to you folks. Thank you for joining us. I'm sorry about Zach.
Hey, I am a weird guy. Being weird is awesome.
Yeah.
All right, I think this is
eclectic
probably going to be
bunch.
one of our longest episodes. In a
Oh,
while.
yeah, you're
who
making my job
cares?
harder.
Don't worry about it. I'm here for you.
It's all right. We're having
Yeah.
fun.
Indeed.
Myself and Amanda will be at the game on Sunday if you want to come say hi.
Definitely.
113.
Yeah. So, for now, we will let you guys off with hope and prayers for some great wins coming up, and enjoy your holiday season.
Yeah,
Down with
safe
the
and happy
Canadians.
holidays.
Yeah. You know what? I do like that. There's
Not
no
all
hockey
Canadians.
Games. There's
Just
no
Montreal.
hockey games on Christmas. I like that.
I don't want to be like the NBA though and have like 9 games on Christmas.
Or the NFL. Don't they play on Christmas too?
Not
Yeah.
anymore.
No,
I
they
don't
used
think-
to.
No, they only do
it's
Thanksgiving.
we play on.
Oh,
Yeah.
well. All right. Well, until next time,
Which will be shorter.
Are Redvolution Rampage, your favorite Carolina Hurricanes podcast.
We're optimistic.
Oh yeah.
Love us. All right, we'll leave you with this.
Maybe.